EA Sports has finally finished releasing NHL 23 ratings. We officially know the superest of super teams that we can make in NHL 22 when it comes to franchise mode. We're going to take all those players and bring them into NHL 22 because we still have 19 days before the launch of NHL 23. It's coming, but still not fast enough for my liking. What we're going to do is take the rankings that they did and we're going to make them the line. So the first of each position will be the first line, second line, third line, fourth line. Makes sense, right? The top left wing was Jonathan Huberdeau. The top center was Connor McDavid, and the top right wing was Patrick Kane. So they will make up our first line. Second was Panarin, Austin Matthews, and Nikita Kucherov. On our third line, Mikko Rantanen, Nathan McKinnon, and Alex Ovechkin. On our fourth line, Brad Marchand, Leon Draisaitl, and David Pastrnak. Same thing on defense. The top left D was Roman Josi, and the top right D was Cale Makar. So they'll be our first line. Adam Fox and Victor Hedman on the second line, and Devon Taves and John Carlson on the third line. I actually haven't released the goalie overalls yet, but we can assume it's going to be Andrei Vasilevsky and Igor Shesterkin as the top two. And our goal is simple. We want to win as many Stanley Cups as possible in a row. So keep simming seasons until we finally don't win a Stanley Cup. I'm going to set our goal at 5 Stanley Cups in a row. I feel like we should win all the time. It's not how this game works, and I guess it's fair. At least the bare minimum is 3. If we don't get 3, I don't even know what to say. Year number 1, we break the all-time wins record, which is probably not surprising because we're stacked. 67-13-2 record for 136 points. Obviously first in the NHL. Matthews leading the team in points with 94, 82 for McKinnon, 78 for McDavid, 74 for Panarin, 69 for Draisaitl, 60 for Ovechkin and Kucherov, 57 for Rantanen, and then 47 for Kane. And we had 8 20-goal scorers. 51 for Matthews led the team, 32 for Ovi, 30 for Kucherov, 29 for Draisaitl, 28 for McKinnon, 27 for McDavid, 24 for Kane, 20 for Marchand, and then 19 for Rantanen. Goaltending was obviously very good. 51 wins and 59 games played for Vasilevsky, which is just wild. And 9 shutouts, a 9.29 save percentage, and a 1.85 goals against average. I think he won the Vezina. And Shesterkin, 16 wins and 23 games played, 2 shutouts, a 9.08 save percentage, and a 2.42 goals against average. It's pretty good as well. Here's when things start to get dicey, because the playoffs, anything can happen. And our first round opponents are the Winnipeg Jets. First 3 games are a win, a loss, and a win. So we already have our first loss of the playoffs. If they win game 4, it's like the first 4 games didn't even happen. Luckily, we win 8-1, or 1 game away from moving on. And that's exactly what happens. We lose, we win, we lose. So just like that, we're down 2-1 to the St. Louis Blues. Game 4 is super important, and that is luckily a 7-2 win, tying the series. It's a best-of-3 series. Game 5 is also a win. We have 2 chances to put St. Louis away. And we do get it done. It was a scary start, but we survive, and we're moving on to the conference finals to face the Calgary Flames. First 3 games are a loss, and a win, so we're down 2-1 again. Our goal is to win as many Stanley Cups in a row as possible. EA, okay, 0 it is. Game 4 is a win, thankfully. Tie the series 2-2. Game number 5 is actually a loss. So we're literally 1 loss away, from being eliminated. You know, the team that's 99 overall? Yeah, that team. That team's about to lose to Calgary. And not even the new Calgary Flames. This is the old Calgary Flames. Simic, game 6. If it's an L, I guess we're done. 4-3 win. And game 7, we're not fancy simming. We're going straight in. It's a 5-4 overtime win. Luckily, we survive, and we're moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals. That was way closer than it needed to be. We get the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Finals. First 3 games are a loss, a win, and a loss. So for the 3rd straight series, we are down 2-1. Game 4 is a win, and then game 5 will always be super important in this scenario, unsurprisingly. And we lose again, unsurprisingly. Obviously, it should be a surprise, but it's not to me. It's probably not to you. This video is also a test of this game's simming engine, which is really bad, by the way. I think we figured that out along the way this year. Season on the line, first period is tied 1-1. Cirelli on Vasilevsky, Roman Josi on Vasilevsky. Second period, Cale Makar scores to make it 2-1. I know Tampa Bay is really good and all. We have 3 of their top 5 on our team, and then everyone that's replacing them is better, basically. So I don't see how we lose, but it is EA Sports, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens. We're up 3-1, luckily. McDavid scores. 15 minutes left. This is just the forced game 7, though. And Alex Killorn makes it a 1-goal game because we don't win the Stanley Cup here. We are down in the series. 5 minutes remaining, still up by 1. I'm looking at that timer go down, and I'm not seeing any movement, but Chernak scores, and I guess we're going to overtime. We always watch the overtime. It doesn't matter if it's round 1, game number 1. If we did a fancy sim for some reason, we're watching the overtime. Obviously, a CPU on CPU action because I can't interfere, but I'm just saying, look at our team. Not a 99 goaltending. As the worst thing, 100 offense, 100 defense. I mean, obviously. And as always, still forgot to turn off the commentators. So they're going to be in the background. And as you can see, our jerseys don't match our logo at all because I didn't take the time to make those because I'm dumb. Anyway, next goal wins. We need to force game 7. I don't know what I'm going to do if we don't. Kaloran has 11 goals in the playoffs. That's wild. He's popping off. The tie-up? It's over. Vasilevsky, you legend. Play it. Yep, there you go. Kane is getting forechecked by Stamkos. This is not how this is supposed to go. We're playing it again. McDavid used those wheels. Alex Kaloran is a menace. He has the most hits in the playoffs, which makes sense. He almost has the most goals. He's just ruining our day. He scored in this game already. I don't like it. We look so sloppy out here. We do not look like the top stars of the league. I'll say that much. We're getting screwed over by Cirelli and Kaloran. I mean, they're great players. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Cale Makar, rip it. Just rip it. He did rip it. It didn't go in, but at least he did it. Matthews also rips it. Vasilevsky is on point. At least he's consistent. He's on point on both ends.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
Work it. Work it, boys. Ovi. That's Ovechkin. So close. That's so far. These bodies? Yeah, keep going, Ovi. Doesn't matter that you're old. You're better than all of them. Keep going. Keep. No. Maroon. Pat Maroon. Big, fat Pat is in the building. And he's working it. He's working it. Please, no. I beg. Chernak. Maroon, keep away. Brad Marchand. There's a rat in the kitchen. Brad Marchand, there's a rat in the kitchen, like I said, and his name is Brad Marchand, and we are moving on to game 7. Here we are in game 7. After all of that, we can't go out now, can we? First period, apparently we can, because no score in the first means anything's possible. We're out shooting them 15-7 though, so I like that. Second period, I don't like that at all. Alex Kaloran, what are you doing? My guy thinks he's friggin' Wayne Gretzky out here. He's got like the most goals in the playoffs. I think he's tied now with 12. 8 times speed, playing the third period. We literally, and 2-0 because Kucherov. We went through all of that overtime, all of that excitement. We're not even gonna win 1 cup. We're not.
This looks neat. I wonder.
And just like that, we lose in game 7, 3-0. And I think that this might be the most anticlimactic video of all time. But you know what? It is what it is. Alex friggin' Kaloran had 13 goals, the most in the playoffs out of everyone. Braden Point led the league in the playoffs in points. Point led in points, Kaloran led in goals. That's right. That's exactly what happened. I mean, shout out to Sveshnikov for apparently having 11 in 18 games played, so he was deadly as well. The last thing to do is look at awards. We already know for sure who's winning the Conn Smythe, I'd say. Art Ross goes to McDavid, but not our McDavid, the actual McDavid. Art Memorial goes to Draisaitl, but not our Draisaitl, the actual Draisaitl. And then the James Norris goes to Hedman, but not our Hedman, the actual Hedman. Lady Bing, Kaprizov. Calder goes to Jarvis. Braden Point gets the Conn Smythe. He did have more points. I really think Alex Kaloran got robbed. You gotta give it to him. Alex Kaloran dropped 13 goals, and you're not gonna give him the Conn Smythe. Robbery. Absolute robbery. That is not obviously Vasilevsky. His stats were amazing in the regular season, like cracked out of his mind. William M. Jennings, also Vasilevsky. Chara gets to Bill Masterson. Bergeron gets to Selke. And then McDavid gets to Lindsay. And Matthews gets to Richard. But once again, not our Matthews. Which is actually crazy because our Matthews had like 51 goals. How much did he have? Well, I believe I'm done. And no, I'm not going to restart and see how many we can win. I'm done here. Because you know what? Yeah, I don't want to play your game anymore. You piss me off today. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? That we have the best. It just shows how broken the simming engine, and that's what it is. We had the best possible team. 100 offense, 100 defense, 99 goaltending instead of 100, I'm sorry. And we couldn't even win 1 Stanley Cup. Not one. Not one. It is what it is. It's what we signed up for. We all knew that this game was broken. I just confirmed it, and that's all I have to say for today. Hopefully the NHL 23 simming engine is better, but I have my doubts. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.